Good evening, everyone. Video is coming up a little late this week because I was in Berlin the whole week, as you guys know, for my end of the year seminar with the CBYX PPP program, and I was a little bit busy, just a little bit. As you guys will see this week, long week, so I'm going to try and get through a lot of this stuff. We're still just going Thursday to Thursday, so let's check it out. Starting out last Friday, well, 2 Fridays ago, Myra and Mom came into town for the weekend. Went to their hotel after work and met up with them. We then kind of walked around the city a little bit, and we stopped by Old Murphy's to get a beer. And then we met my host parents in the city where we went to dinner at Zoom Stiefel. Pretty good dinner. Parents met my mom and Myra. And then after dinner we kind of just walked around the city. Charlie came with, and we just kind of saw some of the sights of Saarbrücken. On Saturday, we then went to Metz.
Now don't zoom that around so fast so people go, wow, what is that?
That's right. Mom, Myra, and I just got on a train and headed towards Metz for the day.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Michael. Parlez-vous français?
The main thing to see in Metz is the big cathedral, and it was quite large and quite gorgeous. Then other than that, we kind of just walked around the city a little bit, found some really cool parks. We found this like skateboard competition that was going on. Found some more parks. Then we just kind of like moseyed along the river towards the end of the day. Then we headed back to Saarbrücken. It was a great day. Metz is a really beautiful city. Typical French, you know, real nice, real artsy kind of a place. It was a fun day, especially with the weather. It was great. Saturday evening, we then had some Schwenker, you know, typical Saarland thing, as always. Then on Sunday, my host dad and I went and picked up my mom and Myra, brought them back to the old host family's house for a nice brunch. We then went up to go see the Saarschleife. Been there a couple times before. The big bend in the river, most famous thing Saarland has to offer. So I figured might as well go see that for the day. After that, then we came back to Saarbrücken and we went to the Schwarzburg Turm, which is this big tower out in the middle of the woods on top of this hill.
Hey, Mom.
Hi.
You could see a great and lovely, majestic panoramic view of Saarland, France, and yeah, the city of Saarbrücken. Looked for a geocache there. We were not able to find it, but yeah, it was a good day. Then we came back, and then we had dinner at my host parents' house, and we just kind of hung out and chilled, talked the rest of the night on Sunday evening. And then on Monday, I was off to Berlin. Met Mom and Myra at the Hauptbahnhof in Saarbrücken, and we were both taking the same train to Mannheim, so that worked out well. Then we said our goodbyes to Mannheim. They went in Richtung München, and I went in Richtung Berlin. 7.5, 8-hour train ride. Got around dinner time into Berlin. Went to a hostel, the same hostel actually we stayed at when the first time I came to Berlin 2 years ago. It's in a good area, right on Warschauer Straße, so it's a really cool area with a bunch of bars and restaurants, stuff like that. Checked in, called up a couple people that were in Berlin, but they weren't quite ready to go do stuff, so I just kind of walked around. I walked around the Warschauer Straße area, just kind of seeing what there is to see. Then Pat gave me a call and he was ready to meet up, so we went to this punk bar down by, can't remember. It was really cool, nice, little edgy kind of a bar that I kind of like, you know. Play good music. They had reasonably priced beer, so you know, you can't really get much better than that. Laura and some other friends of Pat's came and joined us. After the punk bar, then Laura, Pat, and I went to another bar and just had a couple of beers. Rounded off the night with a nice Mustafa's Döner, which is supposed to be one of the best döners in Berlin. Normally there's like a half-hour wait and like a line for a döner, but because of the time and the day, we had to wait a mere 3 minutes. There was only like 2-3 people ahead of us in line. Great döner. They had like the stuffed with like the potatoes and vegetables, and yeah, dude, it was pretty legit. Then called a night, went back to the hostel. Tuesday, got up and checked out of the hostel. Then took the S-Bahn to the west side of Berlin, where I was going to meet up with Laura, and we were going to check out the Avis track, Automobil Versuch und Überprüfungsstrecke, which means automobile testing and testing track. It was opened back in the 1930s and then closed in like 1957 or 8, I believe. Pretty much what it was just this really long stretch of road, then like a 180 at one end, and then a long stretch back, another 180, and it was used to test and race cars. So naturally, I had an interest in this. One, because I had to deal with cars. Two, it was abandoned and is now just a really long stretch of the Autobahn. But what's really cool is that they had this statue standing out front, as well as they still had one of the old seating stands still up there, and it was still painted as it would have looked. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see. There wasn't a whole lot, but some of these there's small places in Berlin that are abandoned and have been now utilized as something else. That's what I find cool about Berlin. So I really wanted to check this place out. After checking out the Abyss track, we then went and picked up Laura's stuff from her couch surf. Then we met up with Niall in the garden lawn area right in front of the Reichstag. After just chilling for a little while out in the beautiful weather, then we went to the hostel that we were going to be staying at for our mid-year seminar. Checked in and get everything situated. Then we met up with everyone and had our opening presentation. Pretty much just talked about, the schedule and what was going to happen during the week. And then we went to dinner. On the way back from dinner, we went back to the hostel, and Mike and I actually I helped find a geocache, but yeah, we weren't looking for it, but Mike noticed it. Kind of tucked in behind a drain pipe, but yeah, found it, signed it, vlogged it, and it's one more. Then a little bit later, Mike and I then met up with Nico, who we had both stayed with a couple of times that we visited Berlin. Mike studied with him back in the US. Yeah, really cool guy, and we just wanted to meet up with him one last time before we left Germany. And so we just grabbed a couple of beers, sat on the river, and enjoyed the sunset.
Now's the calm.
After a couple beers, then we were going to meet up with the rest of the Saarbrücken crew, so Seth, Clara, and Ashley, and we met up at a bar in Neukölln, which is on the southeast side of Berlin. Just had a couple of beers, kept it pretty chill, and then Sam Montero came. That's right, Sam Amazing Travels. And I finally met up for the first time ever after about a year and a half of online communication. Finally got to meet her at this bar in Neukölln.
Videoception. Finally met.
Finally met under the
Some amazing travels. Some amazing travels.
There we go. We're like Mac Fam Lamb. What is it?
Mac Famlam?
Right?
What?
Mac.
Are you trying to say my last name? Because you're butchering it
No,
right now.
McLafferty is your last name.
There you go.
But that's not your YouTube name.
No, it's not. Maclafum.
Maclafum.
Maclafm, yeah.
Oh, okay. I had it backwards. Said Mac Family. Damn, that's pretty bad.
Common rookie mistake. It's okay.
Maclafum.
Right. I'm gonna take the light out of your eyes if you want to do the same to me.
Yeah, let's do it. Ready?
Pretty much talked with each other the rest of the night. We were talking about just God knows everything. One, what we're doing with our lives. I was really interested in how to get visas and stuff like that to come back to Germany because she was having problems with that, and I might also be having problems with that. But I'm definitely coming back, and so I was trying to pick her brain on some of that stuff. Everyone else then left to go back to the hostel or go home, but Sam and I continued to talk. After a couple more beers, then we went and stopped off at an Imbiss and got some fries. Had to take the night bus home, and it came before we were done eating our fries, and so we tried to take them on the bus, and the bus driver was like, "Kein Essen, kein Trinken, kein Essen, kein Trinken." And so Sam and I had to come to a decision of whether to ditch the fries and take the night bus home, or ditch the night bus and finish the fries. Well, we both quickly came to a conclusion that we were going to ditch the bus and stuff our faces with the rest of these fries. Then we eventually took a different night bus and made it home pretty late in the evening. Sam, it was great meeting you. Finally glad we got that opportunity. I hope you continue to enjoy living in Berlin, and hopefully our paths will cross again someday. On Wednesday, we had our first cultural conference training thing. Pretty much it was just we sat in this big room, just the 75 of us, or 71 now, that are still in it, and we just kind of talked about how the year went, kind of the ups and downs, what we liked, what we didn't like, got in a couple groups and talked about our feelings and stuff, and kind of how to prepare to go back to the US, stuff like that. Later that evening at the hostel, Seth got shit on by a bird. Wednesday evening, then we all assembled ourselves in Hackeschermarkt, and we went to a acrobatics show. It was at the Chameleon Theater, and it was called Flip, and it was just a bunch of acrobatics. So they had people were just jumping and flipping around. There was one really cool part where there was this girl and she just did all these like hula hoop dances. It was really cool. It was pretty hot too. There's juggling involved. There's guys like flipping and spinning from like ropes dangling from the ceilings. It was pretty cool, pretty cool. Couldn't take any video though of it, unfortunately. Then later that evening, Sam, Niall, Catherine, Zach, Pat, and I we went to a bar down in Warschauerstrasse. I had a couple of drinks, and then we sat on the beach of the Spree River until we decided to go back home and go to bed. And that's going to bring us to Thursday. So unfortunately I'm going to have to leave you guys hanging until next week's video. However, it might only end up being one day because on Wednesday I might be leaving directly after work. I haven't still decided to go and travel around because on Thursday is a holiday, I have Friday off, and then on Monday I have an interview in Aachen again. So we might be doing a little trip around the Aachen, Köln region. Still haven't decided exactly. This is how organized I am at the moment. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it so far, and we will see you guys pretty soon. Peace.